People always say the same thing. You need meat to build real muscle. And if you're serious about it, you also need expensive protein powders. You hear this everywhere, in comments, in fitness videos, so much that people just believe it without checking if it's actually true. But here's what the research really shows. That belief isn't as solid as everyone thinks. Study on plant protein shows something surprising. The gap between plant and meat isn't as big as people expect. In some studies, there's no gap at all. So today we're counting down 5 plant-based proteins that build muscle just as well as meat, and the science behind them might change how you shop for groceries. Let's get into it. Number 5, lentils. 1 cup of cooked lentils delivers about 18 grams of protein for well under 20 cents. Here's the honest science on lentils. They're not the single most concentrated leucine source out there. Leucine being the specific amino acid that flips the switch on muscle building at the cellular level, but lentils punch above their weight because of what they're usually eaten with. Pair them with rice or another grain and you round out the full amino acid profile while adding volume and fiber that most protein powders can't touch. Cook a big batch on Sunday and you've got a base for the entire week for pennies a serving. Simple, cheap, and it works. Number 4, chickpeas. Chickpeas deliver roughly 15 grams of protein per cooked cup alongside a genuinely impressive amount of fiber, iron, and folate. What makes them worth building meals around isn't just the protein count. It's how well they keep you full and how easily they slot into everything. Blended into hummus, roasted as a crunchy snack, tossed into grain bowls, or mashed into a burger patty. Combine them with a whole grain like quinoa or brown rice in the same meal, and you're covering your full amino acid bases without ever touching meat. Number 3, quinoa. Quinoa is the rare plant food that's actually a complete protein on its own, all 9 essential amino acids in one grain, something almost no other plant source can claim outright. 1 cup cooked delivers around 8 grams of protein, and it comes bundled with magnesium, iron, and B vitamins that support the hundreds of enzymatic reactions your body relies on to actually build and repair muscle tissue. Swap it in wherever you'd normally use white rice. Same cooking method, a meaningfully better nutritional return, and you're not sacrificing a thing. Number 2, tempeh. Made from fermented pressed soybeans, tempeh delivers around 15 to 16 grams of protein per 3-ounce serving in a dense, chewy block that holds up to grilling, slicing, or crumbling into anything you'd normally use ground meat for. Tempeh is a complete protein, and the fermentation process adds something meat can't. Prebiotics that feed the bacteria responsible for how efficiently your gut actually absorbs the protein you eat in the first place. A great protein source doesn't help you if your gut isn't absorbing it well. Tempeh works on both problems at once. Number 1, tofu. Here's where the plant protein can't compete argument really falls apart. A well-controlled 12-week resistance training study compared soy protein and whey protein, matched gram for gram on leucine content, and found no meaningful difference in muscle mass or strength gains between the two groups. Same training, same outcomes, different protein source. Tofu is soy's whole food form, and while you do need a slightly larger portion than you would with meat to hit the same leucine threshold, roughly 200 grams of firm tofu gets you there. Once you do, your muscles genuinely can't tell the difference. It's also one of the few plant proteins studied directly in older adults, where added tofu alongside resistance training was linked to greater gains in muscle size and strength compared to training alone. Super firm tofu runs about $2 to $3 for multiple servings, takes on whatever flavor you cook it in, and works in stir fries, scrambles, and grain bowls without any fuss. Here's the honest takeaway across all 5 of these. Plant proteins aren't automatically inferior, but they do require a little more intention, slightly bigger portions, smart pairings, and consistency. If this changed how you think about your next grocery run, hit like and subscribe. And tell me in the comments which one of these 5 you're adding to your plate this week. I read everyone.